What do you know? More and more Ezekiel Elliott news. And it's just rumor. Nobody can confirm with pictures or him actually running. But they said that his body is more in tune now. He's more in shape. And that's good, to have out there. To hear those type of rumors. And you know how that goes, Cowboy Nation. Rumors are rumors, but I take everything with a grain of salt until I actually see it out there. A lot of people look at the running back by committee as a horrible thing. I'm actually looking at it as a good thing. They say, I didn't work in the past. Well, you didn't have Tony Pollard in the past. You didn't have Jameis Olawale. You didn't have the quote-unquote Mike Weavers. You didn't have those particular guys, nor did you have Amari Cooper on the edge, nor Michael Gallup. So every team is their own new team in its own unique way, basically. So you can't really judge a team by, what happened in the past. And of course, the reason why the Patriots are able to win because they got good defense and they always have an excellent quarterback who stays healthy for once. And you have Bill Belichick, so it's hard to compare that team to any team in the NFL. And they're blessed to play out of their division. Now, you can look at the Eagles and say to yourself, well, they was able to win. It was a stroke of luck too, for them to get a Nick Foles who played in the NFL before, who's experienced and knew how to identify with defense trying to take away. And then on top of that, you had Zach Ertz, who is not nobody you can sneeze at. And then you had Alshon Jefferson, who, if you look at his numbers, helped out their team just like Amari helped out ours. And then you had the multiple running back, LeGarrette Blount, who one can argue and say that he was a battering ram who came from the quote-unquote proven system. Came from the Steelers. From the Steelers, went to the Patriots, won the Super Bowl there, and then he won the Super Bowl with the Eagles. Experience means a lot, Cowboy Nation. It does. Now, all I can say is I don't believe Ezekiel Elliott is willing to sit out a whole entire year. I just don't have that inkling of notion that he have the money and the cash to do that. Especially when they're talking about the following year, right in the midways of everybody work stoppage. I don't think that he had the resources to put back money. That's just the reality of it, Cowboy Nation. I wish I could lie to you guys, but I just have to tell you all the truth. Now, I did get a few comments. Somebody said, are you worried about this team? What are your concerns, actually? Tell the nation the truth. It's too soon to even sweat about this because you got to understand, too, first preseason game, first games in general under the Jason Garrett administration, never been like a game, whether it's preseason or regular season, where you can say, man, this team is looking sharp. I can even say, even before Jason Garrett, even with the Wade Phillips administrations, I want to call it like a playoff, like presidential administrations, because they, it's a presidential experience to coach for the Dallas Cowboys. I said this before and I say it again. During Jerry Jones' run as the owner, operator, GM, hire of coaches and things like that, in his luxury, he only hired one proven coach. That was Bill Parcells. Everybody else was a gamble. They gambled on Jimmy Johnson. They gambled on Barry Switzer. And, those are the last two coaches to win the Super Bowl with us. One could argue Jimmy Johnson was the reason for both of those Super Bowls that were won. I will say this, Cowboy Nation. By Ezekiel Elliott working hard, it could go back to that other theory that somebody gave me and said, hey, it could be a scenario where Jerry Jones told Ezekiel Elliott, hey, go out to Cabo, relax, chill, catch some fresh air. We're going to evaluate our young talent here. We'll work out your contracts. We going to pay you. We going to pay you. Look, Jerry didn't put up with all those headaches to get rid of him. And he, for dog sure, is not going to DeMarco Murray him unless some team give him an offer that he can't refuse. DeMarco Murray compared to Ezekiel Elliott, two different situations, two different scenarios. DeMarco Murray stayed injured. He stayed in the flux with injuries, and then he had he had 2 good seasons with us. Showed us a little sparks, but couldn't stay healthy. Just couldn't stay healthy. That's just 2 different situations. Ezekiel Elliott, maybe knock on some wood grain right here. We're going to knock on some wood grain. I don't have full wood. Is that he's never been injured. He just had these little off the field scenarios to go on. So that's how I'm looking at it, Cowboy Nation. I'm looking at it from those angles of Ezekiel Elliott getting in shape. You understand what's on the table as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys versus the NFL. He knows all that stuff. He knows what Roger Goodell is trying to do. And then on top of that, he knows for sure that all eyes are on him. Every single eye is on him, especially as it relates to his production, especially as it relates to his contract talk, especially as it relates to being compared to the Todd Gurley's of the world, being compared to the Le'Veon Bells. He knows that. The Derrick Johnsons, he's been compared to those guys. He knows what's going on. He knows what's all out there on the table. So we look at all those things, Cowboy Nation, from A to Z. And on top of that, I just feel like if we look at it from these angles, everything else will work out for his good. It will. So if we continue to look at everything from A to Z, Cowboy Nation, everything works out for his good. And then on top of that, if we just go back into the crevices of our thoughts, Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott, you know good and well, he's upset with only 6 touchdowns last year. What we want out of Ezekiel Elliott is the exact same thing that we got out of Emmitt Smith. Multiple touchdowns, receiving and rushing the ball. Now, I said all these good praises about Ezekiel Elliott. Close your eyes, Cowboy Nation, and imagine. If you love what Mark Ingram was able to do, not even on a run first team, on a pass first team with the Saints, mixture with Alvin Kamara, you should be able to look down and just close your eyes and imagine what Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard can do together. Those are the things that I like. And then on top of that, if you look at what the Saints did, and if you look at what Drew Brees' numbers are, and I'm not saying that Drew Brees or Dak Prescott can put up Drew Brees' numbers. No, I would be insane to say that. I would be crazy to say that. But what I want to say is this right here. If, and I'm saying with a big IF, we continue with the philosophy of running this rock, passing on occasionally when it's needed. Dak Prescott being the protector of the ball. He can't fumble as much as he used to now. He can't do that. But Dak Prescott being the protector of the ball, then we should see a more productive offense. Because all I want us to do, Cowboy Nation, is go back to what we were doing in 2017 before we ran up into the Atlanta Falcons. Remember, we was getting close to 27 to 28 points a game. And the difference is from last year, before that point, if we average one more touchdown, they'll make us top 5 offense. And that's last year's number. So you guys got to put that into your mental. We're already going to be in the top epsilons of the running back core because just by sheer principle of our particular offense. I will say, one more touchdown will put us in the top 4, top 5 as it relates to the offense. Do your homework. Trust me when I say that. If we was to average one more touchdown a game, that would just spring forward our overall offensive picture. But remember, we do things differently as well. We like to all ground and pound. We like to play the clock management. And I'm looking at it. Can you close your eyes and imagine this too, Cowboy Nation? I'm saying with a big IF as well. A healthier Ezekiel Elliott. a freer Ezekiel Elliott, meaning that he's not the end all be all, not the bell cow from left to right and right to left, north to south, south to north of this team going into the playoff. If he's fresher, couldn't this team go better, farther, faster? If you put insert a Travis Frederick, wouldn't that be a whole lot better than what we saw last year? Shout out to Joe Looney, he did a great job. Salute to Joe Looney. Appreciate you, Joe Looney. We love you, Joe Looney. But as much as we give him praises, he's no Travis Frederick. Come on now. He's no Travis Frederick. So just put that into your mental. Let's keep that real talk. Let's be real deal Holyfield with that, right? So he's no Travis Frederick. So one can argue just as much as people said, hey, Dak Prescott should have pushed the ball down the field a little bit better against the LA Rams. But what if I tell you that if Ezekiel Elliott was able to run a little bit better against the Rams? Now that offer will be provided to him. You know why? You know why that offer is now able to be provided to him? It's because of this right here, Cowboy Nation. You'll be fresher. And when you are fresher, you play better. Especially in the playoff. Man, that's why you go get depth purposes. That's why we went and got depth purposes for that defensive line too. That's why we got depth purposes for the running back situation. All right, Cowboy Nation, I made it to my destination. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Thank you all for tuning in to the nation. Put down your thoughts. Put down your concerns as well. Label all those things down in the comment box so we can get things going in the right direction. This is Law, I guess, Vehicles Chronicles or Law Car Chronicles. I'm going to try to get the naming going together. I'm still looking for the name, so you guys drop the name, what I should name this vlog of me driving, giving you guys my free thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys as I head from work and beyond. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Hit that like button, share this content, let a friend, neighbor, or foe know where to go when they want to tune into Cowboy Sports Talk and beyond. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Peace.